Part 2. Describe a language, not English, you would like to learn. Actually, way back when I was a kid, my mom said life was a journey, so instead of having a sedentary lifestyle, just stand up and give a try to experience new things about the uh, uh, about the world. So that's why when I was more mature, I considered that learning a new language could be also one of the beneficial things that help me to get a closer insight into the things outside my country. And so that's why when I was 14 years old, I decided to learn Korean. And so as and of course, if I have chance in the future, I still want to continue to learn it. And to talk about its popularity, I have to say it's not omnipresent like English or maybe the Chinese. So that's why can be spoken in Korean and maybe in some places in the world that have that the impact have been settled in like Vietnam, Vietnam, New Zealand or something like that. And about the reason why I wanted to learn it when I was at secondary school and until now, just because I was hooked. I have been hooked, and also have special liking for the music in this country, and also through the recreational shows like the Running Man, Get Married or something like that. I really want to know more about the culture and the tradition of this country. So that's why maybe in the future I will try to spare my time to know it. Do you think grammar is important when you learn a foreign language? You know, in my view, I have to say whether it's grammar, vocabulary, or pronunciation, or whatever. If people wanted to note and wanted to, or if people wanna know or maybe master about this language, they must pay equal attention to both the things, and especially for the grammar because it helps people from the sentences they want to express. And without it, I must say maybe we just can create the utter broken sentences. So the friends or maybe the foreigners will have to take long time to understand about the thing you wanna share. And also is what the first stage people must do when they first came to know about the language, because I think it can be better if we can get used to the grammar of the language like Korean or maybe English, because it can be one of the contributing factors that people wanted to give up to learn it, because it's very hard to observe and also to learn. Where is why is there a strong demand for language skills? What are the advantages of learning language? I must say, according to the information I got, the world are becoming more interconnected. So that's why cross-border communication is very helpful for the countries and also the individuals about their incomes or maybe the relationship. And it can be especially especially it can be very helpful for people who want to or maybe have a special liking for traveling across, because if they are the bilingual or maybe the multilingual, they can easily roam around every country they want to pay a visit without spending money to uh, without spending money on on guided tour, or maybe being struggled with the new things that they didn't know. What will become the most popular language in the future? I think recently it's no wonder that English has been one of the international language, eh, and of course is was spoken in every countries. But maybe in the future, if if China can take over the world and become the most superpower nation internationally, I think Chinese will be the most prevalent language, because it's a true that when people want to learn a new language, it means that they just want to get a well-paid job instead of truly taking an interest in learning the language. What do you think if people in our country speak the same language? I think if we do that, we will have the merits and also the demerits. And about the advantages we can get, I think people all around the world don't need to spend too much money or maybe time to learn or maybe to study a new language. Uh, uh, if they want to land a decent job or maybe make their way in their career, and of course people can easily interact with many people just by one language. And somehow I think the countries can benefit from it, like they can easily interact or maybe develop the income of the countries when they can uh, do some agreement with other country without any struggle of the language barriers. But about the dark side, I think with no cultural diversity, because we will be faced with the no cultural diversity, because language is simple, and also through it people can know a little bit about the lifestyle, the tradition of the country. And for example, the way people make jobs in Vietnam and also in America is very different. And if people just use the same language to do it, it's no difference. So everything tends to be boring and ridiculous. Many people forget their mother tongue. What do you think about it? You know, actually, I think my opinion can be a little bit old-fashioned and maybe harsh, because I think it's not a good idea when people forget their mother tongue, because forgetting your don't re, not remember the first language means that they don't respect their country, or maybe the country they was born, or maybe their parents were born. and and of course I know that losing mother tongue will be occurred when people go abroad the country to settle in, and because on a regular basis they diminish the frequency of using their mother tongue, they obviously will forget how to do it. And but by contrast, if people try to remain it every single day, of course they cannot forget it. So that's why many people in over the world have many videos show that even though they living in other countries, not their hometown, they still can speak their mother tongue. Why do some people learn languages fast while others are slow? I think um, when when it comes to the people who can observe the language faster than other, I think just because of they have a knack for learning a new language. So everything tends to be easy, and they don't have to uh, put a huge attempt to know it. But uh, you know uh, observe the language still depends on many contributing factors, and of course each people will have their own way to observe the and obtain the knowledge. And maybe just because didn't find they didn't find a right method to have them make progress, or maybe they just don't have enough the things that have a huge impact on learning new language, like the motivation, the patience. So of course they tend to be easily to pay a pet for to put a pet for learning a new language.